Hello everyone, I hope you're having a better day than I am. Honestly, today's been a lot, and it legitimately started when I woke up. I don't know what it is, but something last night or this morning or what have you happened, and I've been in kind of a funk all day, as I'll call it. I honestly haven't really wanted to do anything all day, and to be even more really honest, I straight up woke up with this overarching feeling of everyone hates you today. I don't know why. Um, to be really honest, I don't know why. I just woke up and that's been thoughts, feelings, and everything for today, and I'm almost 100% sure it really is because I was super excited about getting up and working on my script and working on editing and stuff like that. I've at least gotten partially there, and I'm about to talk about that, but I've at least gotten partially there, and I'm trying to take the good parts out of it. But it's really hard when you've just wanted to do the thing all day and you really haven't done the thing all day. Um, like pretty much my good positives is that I finished a game I was playing, which may or may not be a review later. I'm still kind of deciding on that, whether or not I want to do it before I finish the DLC or after. I may do it just after because it'll take a bit to finish the DLC and then I'll talk about it. But I did that, and then I came up here and I started working on my script and getting editing working, and I just didn't finish either. I started working on the script, then just moved over to trying to edit an old video to try and test my editing chops. And honestly, it's too late for me right now. It's 8:30 right now, and I'm basically probably going to bed at 11. I'm just really tired. But I got my camera mostly set up. You can kind of see it's on the base and shit. The only thing I really have to do is just put the mic on it, and then it is pretty much good to go. But I was, again, just so tired that I was like, I'm not doing this right now. I'm just gonna film one more video. Tomorrow is gonna be the same. I'm just gonna film another one on my phone tomorrow. And then Monday is when I am planning to actually film a good scripted video or scripted-ish video where I do edits and stuff like that. And it's actually going to be something more enjoyable than these rambling videos that I've been doing. I'm not going to apologize for them because I've just been getting into all this, so I'm just hoping y'all would understand in general about that. But yeah, I did all that. That's pretty much everything that I've been working on towards this stuff, and it's also not the topic of the day, but I've talked already for quite a bit about it, so I'm going to talk about the actual topic of today, which is the only thing I could honestly come up with after I kept looking around and just trying to think of something to talk about. And what I came up with is I want to talk about journaling, and I keep trying to move this, and I think that's a good spot for it. But I wanted to talk about journaling because honestly, after I started journaling more last year, I mean, I've on and off done it, but my buddy got me these two journals last Christmas, and if you know this show, and if you all also know me really well in real life, you know how funny these both are for me. I could, maybe I will find myself talking about Hell of a Boss, which is where these two characters are from. You can kind of see part of their faces. But I filled out this notebook first, and when I say I filled it out, I mean I filled it. It is all done. And I feel really great after I finished this one. I started working on this one, but the big thing that I found in journaling, not just that you can make lists and stuff like that, and I'm definitely going to go into all the things that I've done with journaling, but honestly, the biggest big help with journaling was writing letters to people. And honestly, that made a lot of my, and it probably could be why my thoughts have gotten louder recently, but it made a lot of my louder thoughts quieter, because I honestly was able to say the things to the person, and it, you're saying it to paper, but you're like actually saying it to them in a way, because they could possibly read it. Like, you could let them read it, or you could show them, like give it to them, but not really the point. I've just found that writing letters made things a lot easier, because I can say whatever I want in there, because I'm writing it with the thought they're not going to read it. But there is that opportunity once you do write it to show them, because it's like all your actual thoughts. However, don't necessarily recommend that. Not like my letters are bad or anything like that. It's just someone may not want to see your journal thoughts. But again, that's, up to them, TMI or whatever. Not everyone likes TMI, some people do. But more stuff I did. I would like to go through and find one random cool one that I did in this recent journal, because I saw it just now. Nope, where is it? Because this would be really cool to edit around, but I'm not doing that. We are just going to rock out. And you are being so rude right now, Notebook, because I know I just saw this thing. Do not, oh, there it is. So, other things you can do is design stuff. And you can't really see this, but I'm going to try and get kind of close with it. But I basically made, I like doing a lot of these little doodles. I have them in that notebook as well. I think I have one or two in there. But I like doing these little area doodles because they're kind of interesting to set up a space, and that's fun as well because you get to preemptively design a little area. Even if it isn't, 100 to this design, it's still fun and interesting to design those. Other things that I thought were interesting was writing notes to yourself. Because sometimes, you're flipping through your notebook and then you see something you've said to yourself before. That's little advice things, and maybe you wrote it small but big, or one of my pages is the full thing. But it's also great to just journal and put in memories that you think you would forget or you don't think about that much, but you still want to keep in case, someone ever does ask you about it, or you want to remember it. There's so many things that you can do with a journal. You can, write out your YouTube ideas. I'm planning to make another one of these lists because I've done about 3 of these videos, to be really honest. I think it was the first 3 videos I did that were from here. But all the other ones were things that definitely need more TLC, like editing and clips and stuff like that. But yeah, there's other great things to do. Of course, you can make your, so I've thought about this thing that I don't really hear a lot of people talk about, which is a do list. I need to do this today. A now list, this needs to be done soon, and a later list. Because today you can do it at any time, it just needs to be done that day. Not many people think about making lists, and I find the more I encourage people to make lists, the better they are at maintaining their tasks, which is funny because that's how I am too. But when you're able to also write down all your thoughts and feelings down on paper, I mean, you could totally do it in your phone, you can do it online, stuff like that, but pen to paper, you don't think about that often because we're always on our phones or on our laptops and stuff like that. But the amount of things that you don't even think about, like writing the letter. I didn't even think, so I started this thing, going back to the letter thought. So I started this thing where if I felt like a letter was going to be, because you can kind of see that there, if I thought a letter was going to be kind of long, I just made it sideways. And I felt like I really made this notebook look artistic. A lot of my friends, whenever they see me flipping through it, they're like, you look like a mental patient, because I don't know if you saw earlier, like, all the little, like, struck out bits. But that's all stuff that I either put online because the thought was already finished, or I don't really think that same way anymore, so I just cross it out. Now, I can still read it. Like, most of the stuff that's crossed out, I can still read, but the point is that the cross out makes it so I don't, like, fully digest it or what have you. Like, I'm not that person anymore, so I don't want to be thinking about that stuff. I just want it to be covered, move on, because I can become, like, with these pages that are undone and I'm reading back through it, I'm like, oh, let me see why I thought this thing, and then I'll either scan it or what have you. And I would rather, on the pages that I don't want to look at, they're just crossed out, and then I don't have to think about it, and I don't have to look at it, and I can just move on. I mean, sometimes I'll still look at them because I'm like, what weird thought was I thinking on that day? One funny thing that everyone will see whenever I do the tarot video is I started doing that in here too, as I started collecting my tarot thoughts. My tarot questions, because I wanted to see what they'd be on different days, you know, like whether or not I would get different responses for different tarot, whether or not I'd ask the question a little bit differently, you know, anything is possible. So I wanted to write them down so I can look back on them, and, you know, here they are. And that was something interesting to do as well. Like, the amount of things people don't think about with a journal, and you just gotta sit down and start doing it. Like, literally buy a journal that you just kind of like a little bit. You can design it, put stickers on it, whatever. Just whatever is going to make you want to pick this up, want to write in it, put your thoughts in it, and the whole goal is, it's not like to feel better, but it's to give yourself a chance to open up. This is your world, this is your notebook, this is all supposed to be you. So that's kind of my whole spiel on journals and journaling and things like that. I mean, shit, go ahead and just write stuff on a piece of paper and just shove it in this journal. I haven't done that yet, mainly because I like writing kind of small, so I end up having a ton of pages left over anyways. But, you know, do whatever is your thing, whatever is going to make that journal your journal, and, you know, tell me if you end up starting one off of this, but just start journaling. If you don't want to start journaling with paper, you got your phone, and tell me what you think, tell me how you feel, and whether or not you thought it was a good idea and if any of this stuff helped you. And that's it for me, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your night or day or what have you. Just hope it's better than mine. Peace.